Hello guys, welcome to another video and thank you so much for visiting my channel. My name is Natasha, I'm a polyglot, and in today's video I want to share with you a few things that are going to help you become a polyglot as well, or going to help you to learn many languages. Before I start, I want to ask you to, if in a case you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment or a like. It means so much to me. I love seeing new people here on my channel. So please make sure to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment with your opinion or experience on language learning. So these 4 things that I have picked today are definitely going to help you become a polyglot, or at least learn few foreign languages. And the first thing that is going to help you become a polyglot is not being a native English speaker. I know this sounds very controversial, and I want to first of all tell you that I don't believe that native English speakers are less talented for learning languages. In fact, I know some native English speakers who are polyglots, and some of the most famous polyglots online or in YouTube world are native English speakers, Americans in this case. So I'm not trying to claim that being a native English speaker automatically prevents you from becoming a polyglot. However, I have noticed that in a case you are a native speaker of any other language than English, you have much higher chances of starting to learn new languages and eventually becoming a polyglot. This is not because you are any smarter than native English speaker, but however, I feel that if your language is not really popular around the world, you just have to start learning other languages in order to succeed in life. Usually first foreign language for most of us was English, and then you might have continued with learning other languages, but I just feel that in a case you're a native English speaker, you just don't have motivation to learn new languages because you don't really need to. Your language is spoken all around the world. You have high chances of not needing to learn any other language for work, so you just don't have to do anything language related. However, if your native language is not English, there are very good chances that at some point of your life you will just have to master another language, whether it's for work related things, or because you want to travel, or because you just want to experience internet and different cultures. And English is international language, and once you learn English you can also learn other languages. So I definitely think that not being a native English speaker helps becoming a polyglot. It's not a guarantee, but it definitely helps a lot. Another thing that I feel helps everyone become a polyglot is learning more than one foreign language. As I already mentioned, if you're not native English speaker, at some point of your life you probably had to start learning English. Most of us did it in school. And I have a feeling that once you start learning one foreign language, every other foreign language you want to learn is becoming easier. This happens mostly when you are trying to learn languages that are similar to each other, for example, Spanish, and then you start learning Italian, and it is much easier for you to learn it because you already speak something similar. However, I feel that even if you are learning languages that are totally different, still learning one foreign language is going to help you learn every next one, or learning every next foreign language is going to be easier for you. This is how it was in my case. Even when I started learning languages that were totally different than everything I knew before, it was somehow easier. The whole learning experience was so much easier for me just because I already went through that. I kind of knew what to expect. I already figured out the technique or the method that was the best for me. So I feel that the more languages you learn, the easier it becomes to learn new ones, and therefore to become a polyglot. So the more you learn, the easier things get when it comes to language learning, at least. Another thing that is going to help you become a polyglot is traveling. I know this sounds disappointing, especially if you are in a situation where you are currently not able to travel for whatever reasons. But I have noticed that people who tend to travel a lot tend to also speak several languages. And when I say travel, I don't mean those people who are just typical tourists who travel to a new country and just stay in a resort and never interact with local cultures. Those are just tourists and not travelers, and they are in most of the cases not polyglots, or they're not really interested in learning new languages. But when I say travelers, I mean people who are really traveling to other countries to experience their culture, or traveling to other countries to stay there for a certain time, whether it's for work or studies or certain student exchanges. But traveling is definitely going to give you higher chances of becoming a polyglot. Most of polyglots that I know have traveled a lot. Not all of them traveled when they were kids, so if you are a very young person who is not currently able to travel anywhere, don't worry. Things might change. I also, growing up, I did not have a chance to travel much, but once I was a little older and I got opportunity to travel, it definitely proved to me that traveling is definitely helping you learn new languages and experience new cultures, and it's also giving you a chance to meet people from different countries and be able to practice languages that you are learning with them. So I feel that traveling is definitely one of those things that is going to help you learn new languages and become a polyglot eventually. However, if you are someone who is not able to travel right now for whatever reasons, don't feel discouraged. Your time will come. And also, I have mentioned this several times in my other videos, not being able to travel is not going to necessarily stop you from learning new languages. If you have access to internet and a computer or a phone, which you probably do if you're watching this video, this is perfectly enough for the beginning of language learning. So don't feel discouraged if you're not able to travel. However, if you are, I feel that you have much higher chances of learning new languages and eventually becoming a polyglot. And thing number 4 that I feel will help you become a polyglot is starting to learn languages very, very young. When I say very young, I mean a child. Children are definitely the best when it comes to learning pretty much anything. That's why we go to school when we are kids. But when it comes to languages, I feel that if you start very young, you have much higher chances of reaching very high level of proficiency in languages. And also, your accent is probably going to be much better if you started learning certain language as a kid. I don't know why this is. I mean, I do know. I think that even science have proved that children's brain is accepting information much easier and much faster than a grown-up person's brain, which is perfectly logical. This, of course, doesn't mean that you cannot become a polyglot later in life, that you cannot succeed in learning languages later in life when you're older. However, I really feel that most of polyglots that I personally know have started learning languages when they were kids. The younger, the better. However, even teenagers' age or teen time is perfectly fine to start learning languages. In fact, that was my most successful time for language learning back when I was a teenager, mostly in high school. So no matter how old you are, you can still learn languages. However, I feel that the younger your brain is, the higher chances you have of becoming a polyglot and learning several languages. So don't feel discouraged by this, but however, if you're a very young person, start right now. This is literally the best time to start learning languages. As I have said in the beginning of the video, guys, if you like my videos or my channel, please subscribe, leave me a comment, like my video. Feel free to share your opinion about this topic in the comments. I would love to have a discussion with you about any language-related topic. Also, let me know, what do you think? What helps people become polyglots? I'm sure that there are many more things than I have mentioned in this video. And thank you so much for watching. See you next week.